Hey everyone, I'm the Tailorette and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video I am focusing on revamping this 70s wedding dress. My friend is getting married and she wants to wear her mother's wedding dress, but she wants to make it a little bit more up to date. So this bodice will need some readjusting. So this is what the dress looks like. It's very 70s. I would say it's a very pretty 70s dress. It has longer sleeves and the buttons in the back are really very nice. That looks like, if you take this netting away, I feel like that could look like a very modern back neckline. That's very in right now, to have the V in the back. I just ran out of battery, that's why I got cut off. However, I did take the sleeves off, and the next part I'll be taking the skirt off. So essentially, I'm just going to seam rip it. So I took the skirt off of the bodice and this is what it looks like. I'm going to take this lace off in the back over here, or this sheer netting off, and then readjust this lace so that it comes in just a little bit more. Readjust the shoulders. There's plenty of lace on the skirt, so I'm going to rearrange the lace up here, get rid of how close it's coming to the neckline. I'll put the skirt back on with a different netting because I'm going to put different skirt material to match this ivory lace. So because this dress is vintage, the lace kind of got discolored. The background fabric didn't, because it was a different material and the lace is a different material, so it reacts differently to time and being stored away. So I'm trying to make sure that the background and the ivory blend, because the skirt was a little bit too white. It's a little bit hard to tell in the video. I got a more ivory netting and I need to get another netting from the store today, but I'm going to blend it. So the great thing about these mannequins is you can actually take them off of the stand and put them on your tables. Okay, so one of the things that Kristen, my friend, mentioned is that she would like to have the back come just a little bit lower in the back. So maybe like down to here, I'm thinking, maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have to take this lace off. I'm going to have to seam rip all of this off and shift it down. And I want to bring this up a little bit so it's up on her shoulders a little bit more so it's more secure. Yeah, so that should be fun. Take this whole piece off, shift it, and then I'll work from there. So as I'm about to take this lace off, what's really cool is the stitching is right there. I don't have to flip anything inside out. I'm a little bit shocked that there's raw edges on the inside. It does make my job easier, but yeah, so I'm literally just going to seam rip all of those stitches out right now. Going to flip it around like this so I can see it from the inside out and I don't have to keep fiddling with it. There's a ton of seam ripping here, so I'm going to take it off the mannequin and just hang over the table. So it's coming along. I have a lot of it taken out. I just need to take it out along here, and then I'll put it on the mannequin and kind of mess with it a little bit. So I'm feeling like this is coming along really well. I'm currently trying to figure out the neckline. I may just fill it in with this a little bit to kind of blend the neckline. However, I'm not quite sure I like how this is dipping in, so I might trim that up a little bit. I'm not sure. So looking at this back part, I think I'm pleased with how it's turning out. I'm going to bring it down all the way here. This was sitting up here on the top, and so I took this little scallop here, and I'm thinking I'll continue it down here like this, so it will be a little bit lower. Add this to the other side, and it comes back down the center like that. So I'm going to pin it down. She mentioned she wanted to take open the sleeve holes here because it just felt a little bit too restrictive. So I'm going to do that, as well as pin this down here, and then once this is pinned and stitched, I'll just cut all of that out. So here it goes. I am going to chop it off. And when I'm cutting it so that it goes back to this point here. So these are going to be hanging over the edge. Do that all the way up. There, kind of get an idea of what that looks like. And then I'm going to pin it up just a little bit more so I can keep cutting up at the top. So just so we can get an idea of what this looks like. So there's the gist of the V in the back. As you can see, it's lower and it's scalloped, so that looks really good. The other thing I need to do is I need to trim that off right there. So I am seriously having a lot of fun with this. I have some lace pieces that came off the shoulders and I'm going to fill in these empty spots. So it's basically going to be an all lace bodice, I guess you could say. Also because the background of the dress is white and then this is more like an ivory. I was kind of hoping to put more lace on and make it almost an all ivory dress. That way it's not like two contrasty colors, because the skirt, I'm going to do an ivory skirt, so that will match really well too. So just kind of take these pieces and kind of sort of cut them up to make it look right. So I have this skirt that I took off and you'll see all these little lace pieces here. I'm going to take all of these off and use them on the bodice. There's a bunch of them all over the skirt. So that should cover, because I want to cover the sides of the bodice as well. I don't want any of that white showing through because it just looks too different from the color of the bodice. So I don't know if you noticed, but there's all this lace hanging down here really low. So I'm actually not going to do anything about that until I put the skirt on. That way I can kind of readjust it because I'm going to stitch it on top of the skirt. However, my friend is going to try it on and that is what I want her to see, is if she likes it stitched over. So in the meantime, I'm going to fill in this area right here. Change my mind, I'm going to put the skirt on first because that would just make more sense with putting the lace on. And that, my friends, is part 1 of this video. If you would like to see part 2, please hit that subscribe button and like this video because I will be finishing up the dress next week.